free college football picks. This is week 11, part 1. I'm Tony T with our college football pick show here for Monday action. We have 11 games for Saturday. We're going to do these in parts because there's a lot of games this week. I think there's 57 on a Saturday, and then we have all the midweek stuff. Before we get underway, just a couple things. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like NFL, NBA, college basketball, NHL. Lots of live shows with lots of cappers giving out plays, making a great time to subscribe. And also, if you want to support our channel, give us that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Remember, TonySpeaks.com is brought to you by Rhythm App. Create custom sports betting models with your factors in the system. So you pretty much do the thinking, and you let Rhythm pretty much handle the grunt work, saving you 30 minutes to 2 hours a day on your handicapping. And you can create multi-models and run unanimous selections there on it. Look for the edges in there with the Rhythm. So lots of great features there with the Rhythm app. Download right now on the Apple iStore, Google Play, and Android. And don't forget to visit our site, TonySpeaks.com. We are a multi-capper site to showcase top cappers in our industry. Click the hot cappers, get signed up to long-term passes. Hot cappers like Chauncey, Joseph, Hollywood Sam, Ramon here for the year. Last 30 days, Sam has been on fire here. So is Chauncey, Ben, Nick. Click the links, get signed up to our long-term passes. You'll find our latest print picks here, center of the page with our tabs for our best bet and more. So go ahead and get signed up. Remember, our promo code is TonyT. You'll save 20% off at checkout. Follow the link in the description to get to our side. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this one started. Tulsa versus Tulane college football pick for Saturday. Tulsa fell here to 3-6 with their 33-26 home overtime defeat to the Charlotte 49ers. Golden Hurricane rushed for 273 yards on 50 carries. They allowed 154 yards rushing to the 49ers with 277 passing yards on 37 attempts. Cardell Williams hit 6 of 11 passes for 61 yards with 5.5 yards per pass attempt. He rushed for 51 yards and a touchdown. Tulsa improved to 8-1 after a 13-10 road victory at East Carolina. Green Wave rushed for 194 yards on 40 carries. They allowed 82 rushing yards to the Owls with 189 passing on 29 attempts. Michael Pratt, 16 of 25 passing for 213 yards with a touchdown. He averaged 8.5 yards per pass attempt and ran for 33 yards. Tulane has gone under in 6 of their past 7. They sit 20th in total defense by allowing 2.8 yards per rush and limit the big plays in the passing game. Tulsa rushes for only 4 yards a carry, and they struggle with quarterback accuracy. The Green Wave are a high-volume running team that takes time off the clock. Play here, Tulsa and Tulane, under 53.5. Vanderbilt and South Carolina college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Vanderbilt fell to 2-8, a 31-15 home defeat to the Auburn Tigers. The Commodores rushed for 100 yards on 30 carries. They allowed 230 yards to the Tigers on the ground with 194 passing on 27 attempts. Ken Seals, 16 of 29 passing for 160 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 5.5 yards per pass attempt. South Carolina improves to 3-6, a 38-28 home victory to James Madison. South Carolina Gamecocks rushed for 89 yards on 38 carries. They allowed Jack State to 225 yards rushing on 196 passing on 26 attempts. South Carolina had a +3 turnover margin. Spencer Rattler, 27 of 38 passing for 399 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 10.5 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. South Carolina has the 121st ranked defense in the nation by allowing 33 yards per game, 430 yards a game with 64% completion rate and big plays in the passing game. South Carolina is an efficient passing team, and the Commodores give up 68% completions with 5 yards per rush. So the play here will be on Vanderbilt and South Carolina over 58. Alabama and Kentucky college football pick. This one here Saturday. Alabama improves to 8-1 after a 42-28 home victory to LSU. The Crimson Tide rushed for 288 yards on 46 carries. They allowed 206 yards rushing to the Tigers with 272 passing on 34 attempts. Jalen Monroe hits 15 of 23 passes for 219 yards with 9.5 yards per pass attempt. He rushed for 155 yards and 4 touchdowns. Kentucky improved to 6-3, a 24-3 road win at Mississippi State. The Wildcats rushed for 110 yards on 29 carries. They limited the Bulldogs to 2.4 yards per rush with 145 passing yards on 35 attempts. Devin Leary, 13 of 22 passing for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 7.1 yards per pass attempt. Leary is questionable with an eye ailment. Kentucky is strong in running rush defense by allowing 3.4 yards per carry. They do limit big plays in the passing game. Alabama, high-volume running team. Kentucky struggles, though, with quarterback accuracy and passing efficiency. Clemson tied 23rd in total defense and strong against the run, plus limit big passing plays. Play here at Alabama and Kentucky under 49. Indiana and Illinois college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Indiana improved to 3-6 with their 20-14 home victory. Till Wisconsin, the Hoosiers rushed for 75 yards on 41 carries. They held the Badgers to under 4 yards per rush with 243 passing yards on 41 attempts. Indiana had a +2 turnover margin. Brendan Sorsby, he goes 19 of 31 passing for 186 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 6 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. Illinois improved to 4-5. A 27-26 road win at Minnesota. Final Illini rushed for 74 yards on 36 carries. They held the Golden Gophers to under 3 yards per rush with 167 passing yards on 22 attempts. Illinois survived a -2 turnover margin. Luke Altmaier suffered an injury after a hit and is questionable here. John Paddock in relief, 3 of 3 passing for 85 yards, adding a touchdown. Indiana 118th in total offense with struggles on the ground, quarterback accuracy, and passing efficiency. Illinois defends the run and pass. The Final Illini struggles with their run game and passing efficiency. Play here Indiana, Illinois under 43.5. Texas Tech and Kansas college football pick Saturday. Texas Tech is 4-5 with their 35-28 home victory. To the TCU Horned Frogs, the Red Raiders rushed for 82 yards on 26 carries. They allowed 146 yards rushing to the Red Raiders with 282 passing yards on 36 attempts. Texas Tech had a +2 turnover margin. Baron Morton, 28 of 36 passing for 282 yards with 2 touchdowns. He averaged 7.8 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. Kansas sits at 7-2 after their 28-21 road victory to Iowa State Cyclones. Jayhawks rushed for 74 yards on 35 carries. They held the Cyclones to 75 rushing yards with 258 passing yards on 27 attempts. Jalen Daniels missed the 5th straight game with a back injury. Jason Bean at 14-23 passing for 287 yards with a touchdown. He averaged a season-high 12.5 yards per pass attempt. Texas Tech offense looked to improve with Morton back at quarterback. Kansas has struggled defensively by allowing 4.5 yards per rush, 68% completion rate. Kansas is 7th nationally by averaging 7 yards per play. They run for 5.3 yards per carry and are efficient in the passing game. Play here Texas Tech and Kansas over 60.5. Maryland and Nebraska college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Maryland fell to 5-4 with their 51-15 home defeat at Penn State. The Terrapins rushed for 49 yards on 16 carries. They allowed 158 rushing yards to the Lions with 246 passing on 39 attempts. Maryland had a -4 turnover margin. Nebraska fell to 5-4, a 20-17 road defeat at Michigan State. Cornhuskers rushed for 148 yards on 41 carries. They held the Spartans to 2 yards per rush with 232 passing yards on 24 attempts. Nebraska had a -3 turnover margin. Heinrich Harburg, 12 of 28 passes for 129 yards and 2 interceptions. He averaged 4.6 yards per pass attempt with a rushing touchdown and lost fumble. Nebraska is 115th in the nation in total offense, averaging 317 yards per game. They struggle with accuracy and efficiency in the passing games. Maryland defends the run, allowing 3.3 yards per rush. In the conference, the Cornhuskers are averaging 17 points a game. Play here, Maryland -2. Temple versus USF college football pick Saturday. Temple improved to 3-6 with their 32-18 home victory to Navy. The Owls rushed for 59 yards on 24 carries. They held Navy to 3 yards per rush with 124 passing yards on 14 attempts. They survived a -4 turnover margin. E.J. Warner, 27 of 33 passing for 402 yards with 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He averaged 12.2 yards per pass attempt. USF fell to 4-5 a 59-50 road defeat to Memphis. Bulls rushed for 226 yards on 48 carries. They allowed 139 rushing yards to the Tigers with 441 passing on 42 attempts. South Florida -2 turnover margin. Byron Brown 31-39 passing for 357 yards with 5 touchdowns and an interception. He rushed for 100 yards. Brown averaged 9.2 yards per pass attempt. Temple, a poor offensive team, rushed for just 3.4 yards a carry and struggles with quarterback accuracy with passing efficiency as well. The Owls passed 3 games averaging 15 points a game, and that's almost 3 turnovers a game as well. The play here, Temple and USF under 67. Georgia Tech and Clemson college football pick for action on Saturday. Georgia Tech improved to 5-4, a 45-17 road win at Virginia. The Yellow Jackets rushed for 305 yards on 44 carries. They held Virginia to 4 yards per rush with 232 passing yards on 40 attempts. Georgia Tech had a +3 turnover margin. Haynes King, 23-30, passing for 208 yards with a touchdown. He averaged 6.9 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. Clemson improved to 5-4, a 31-23 home victory at Notre Dame. Tigers rushed for 176 yards on 43 carries. They allowed 183 yards rushing to the Irish with 146 passing yards on 30 attempts. Kate Klubnik, 13 of 26 passing for 109 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged a season low 4.2 yards per pass attempt. Clemson is a strong defensive team, allowing 273 yards a game, 3.4 yards per rush, and effective against the pass. Georgia Tech, 129th in the nation in total defense. They're giving up 453 yards a game, 5.3 yards per run. Yellow Jackets give up big plays in the passing game. In their past 3 games, they allowed 498 yards and 32 points a game. Play here, Clemson -14. Virginia Tech and Boston College football pick for action Saturday. All right, Virginia Tech comes in at 4-5 with their 34-3 road defeat at Louisville. Hokies rushed for 68 yards on 28 carries. They allowed 231 yards rushing to the Cardinals with 151 passing yards on 13 attempts. Grant Wells returned from injury that kept him out 6 games. Wells is completing 53% of his passes with 7.8 yards per pass attempt. Boston College improved to 6-3. A 17-10 road win at Syracuse. Eagles gained 185 rushing yards on 57 carries. They surrendered 209 yards rushing to the Orange with 37 passing yards on 17 attempts. BC had a +2 turnover margin on the strength of 4 interceptions. Thomas Castellanos hit 20 of 37 passes for 165 yards and a touchdown. He rushed for 87 yards and a touchdown as well. Castellanos averaged a season low 4.5 yards per pass attempt. Virginia Tech is 92nd in the nation in total offense by averaging 354 yards a game, and they have issues with quarterback accuracy. Boston College holding teams just over 57% completion rate. Virginia Tech sits 25th in total defense. They're allowing just 61% completions, and they limit big plays in the passing game. Past 3 games, the Hokies defense allowing 260 yards a game. BC in this period allowing just under 16 points a game. Play here, Virginia and Boston College. Virginia Tech and Boston College go under 50. Michigan State and Penn State college football pick Saturday. Michigan 9-0 after their 41-13 home victory to Purdue. The Wolverines rushed for 110 yards on 34 carries. They allowed 125 yards rushing to the Boilermakers with 144 passing on 28 attempts. J.J. McCarthy, 24 of 37 passing for 335 yards. He averaged 9.1 yards per pass attempt. Penn State improved to 8-1, a 51-15 road victory at Maryland. Nittany Lions rushed for 158 yards. They limited the Terrapins to 3 yards per rush with 283 passing yards on 42 attempts. Penn State had a +4 turnover margin. Drew Allard, 25 of 34 passing for 240 yards and 4 touchdowns. He averaged 7.1 yards per pass attempt. Michigan has an efficient passing attack with 75% completion rate, 13.2 yards per completion, 9.9 yards per pass attempt. Wolverines have the number 1 ranked defense, and Penn State's the number 2 defense in the nation. Penn State has issues with quarterback accuracy and efficiency in their passing game. Play here, Michigan -4.5. Old Dominion and Liberty college football pick. This one here Saturday. Old Dominion moved to 4-5 at 28-24 defeat to Coastal Carolina. The Monarchs rushed for 173 yards on 38 attempts. They surrendered 278 yards rushing to the Chanticleers with 180 passing on 31 attempts. Grant Wilson, 16 of 28 passing for 172 yards and 3 touchdowns. He averaged 6.1 yards per pass attempt. Liberty improved to 9-0 after a 56-30 home victory to Louisiana Tech. Flames rushed for 305 yards. They held the Bulldogs to 3.8 yards per rush, 304 yards passing on 33 attempts. Caden Salter completed 16 of 25 passes for 297 yards, 4 touchdowns. He rushed for 50 yards. Liberty defends well by limiting opponents to 4 yards per rush and 57% completion rate. The Monarchs near the bottom of college football in pass protection by allowing over 5 sacks a game. ODU defense holding teams at 3.6 yards per rush, and the Flames are a high-volume running team. The play will be Old Dominion and Liberty under 59. All right, that was our college football pick show here for Monday. We gave you 11 games for Saturday. This was week 11, part 1. We'll have more parts throughout the week to complete the whole card. I know we got 57 games here on Saturday and a lot during the week, so we'll get them all for you. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long, free picks every day from all the major sports, NFL, college basketball, NBA, NHL, lots of live shows with lots of cappers giving out picks, making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel, give us that like, that thumbs up. It's much appreciated. Remember to visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com, for our best plays. Our print picks are there, so get them over there on our site. And remember, Tony'sPicks.com is brought to you by Rhythm App. Create custom sports betting models right now at Rhythm. Remember, you do the thinking. Rhythm handles all the grunt work, and many models available right now for NBA, college basketball. Create multiple models and see how well they do with your factors program, not anybody else's. So it's your brain working it. And again, Rhythm handles the grunt work. Claim your free 14-day free trial right now. Open up an account. Download the app right now at Apple, Android, and Google. All right, that'll do it for today. I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you guys later.